You just finished work at the rig. You slap on that two-piece bikini and you head to the garage. You're fully tucked in, like every man should be. The garage is chock full of photos of naked dudes, binders full of men, and it's your time. Yummy, yum, 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 yes.
Hey,
please.
what the hell are you doing? What is this?
Yeah, I hired an agency to do a commercial for our Patreon. This is the script they gave me.
Why would this be the commercial for our Patreon?
This company comes highly recommended. First of all, they did Starbucks, Target, Bud Light, Calvin Klein. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they know what they're doing, Daniel. After a hard day of work, nothing beats photos of naked dudes. In a perfect world, you and the boys would be turning one of these naked dudes into a human pincushion. Ah, yeah. You guys don't know if he's 18 yet, but you're not about to check, nor should you have to. You ever felt drained and filled up at the same time?
You're not about to check if he's 18? I don't think our audience has a garage full of photos of naked dudes.
Do you know how low our ESG score was? Is that something that you even care about?
I didn't even know we had an ESG. How much did this cost?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a couple $100,000. We'll make it back.
What?
We'll make it up on the back end.
What?
You ever just think about all the nasty things you'd do to Jesus Christ if you had 5 minutes alone with his naked body, up there all vulnerable on the cross, scantily clad? I'd put another nail in him if you know what I mean. I'd make those little Jewish boys watch while I work. They need to see it whether their parents like it or not. Far as I'm concerned, it's not Adam and Eve. It's Adam and Steve and Tyrone.
Matt Walsh is tweeting about us. It's not good.
Yeah, I hope he does. It's good publicity. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Publicity for what? You haven't even mentioned the Patreon.
Yeah, well, let me finish the ad. It used to be don't ask, don't tell. But now, you don't have to ask because I'm a yell. Despite the fact my throat's worn out from you-know-what, my name is Danny Polishchuk. I'm gay, and I like wearing women's clothes.
Wait, why are you me? Why are you...
This is the script that they wrote. I don't know. I just knew you weren't going to cooperate, so I figured that I would say it for you.
And so you're using...
Just let me say the slogan.
Why?
Ever wonder why they call me Danny Polishchuk? Because I chuck my hog in the trash after my gender reassignment surgery. Join the Patreon for the Boyscast. If you're a man that wants to be all up in another man, sweet.
What? No. We are so getting a refund. This is nuts.
I'm almost done. Once again, my name is Danny.
Shut up. Do not air this. Sorry, everybody. Sorry.
The boys.
It's the Boyscast.
The lads.
It's the Boyscast.
The dudes.
Prepare yourself for Boyscast.
The bros.
It's the Boyscast.
The homies.
It's the Boyscast.
The dudes.
Experience the Boyscast.
The Boyscast.
Yeah, boy. We are officially going to be launching some Boyscast merch as of next Friday. Leave us a comment of what kind of stuff you'd like to see if you want any ideas.
Yeah.
Anyone who has any good ideas. We're going to drop a couple designs. We have one, and we're going to couple comment.
Yeah, we do.
We're set up
Should we
on
do
that.
like a QVC style thing?
What's that?
You know, like Home Shopping Channel, where we like, it's really big in Asia right now, but it's like, you know, Home Shopping Channel will be like, oh, like we do like a production and like a live thing, and like you can only buy it while it's live.
Okay, that's an option.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Definitely something. You'll be in charge of that, so
Yeah,
we'll see if that happens.
And then we'll maybe a slime.
See, we'll
maybe a Nickelodeon slime component.
Definitely. So he's already upping the production value on his little project. This is how you get them not to happen, folks. You're watching it in real time. You know what else we should have? 10 extras. Okay, that's more reasons why this won't be happening.
Yeah. Oh, there's a writer's strike on, so they have to all be scabs.
Okay, now Danny's gotten writers involved. Yeah, this is how you price yourself out of your own little idea. You're watching in real time, folks. Okay, also come see me this weekend in Tampa. JJ's gonna be there too. San Diego, Salt Lake, New York, Tacoma, Kansas, Omaha, Edmonton, Los Angeles, Irvine, San Jose, Phoenix, Toronto, and we just had Roy Price on Danny's show. So go to Danny's YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Finally subscribe to that. He just hit 20K, so you're sort of cooking on that front.
_ Danny.
It's youtube.com/Danny Polchak, but youtube.com_Danny. It's a complicated little thing. I tried to tag you the other day, and I was
Well, they switched it because they did handles, so it's really both. But
yeah, you should have your handle matching the thing. That's 101.
well, I could that
You're watching.
I wouldn't need it. Well, no, I wouldn't.
You're
need
watching it in real time, folks.
Well, I wouldn't need a handle at that point. Why would you have a handle that's? I mean, at that point, I wouldn't get a handle.
Well, you want them to be the same, so then because if they try to,
I have both. I have,
But they're
it's both.
different. That's what I'm
They're
saying.
different, but it's both. But it's easily to remember
It's
because
like branding. Oh, let me just look up branding 101. Should you have all your different websites at different names on them? See what they say. Let's ask Google. Let's ask ChatGPT.
ChatGPT,
from a branding
help us.
From a branding perspective, do you think all your different things should be different names?
what does it say?
Said yes. You're right. You were right. I was
Well, if Danny
wrong.
Jokes was available, I would have taken that. But some asshole has that.
Some piece of human
I have
garbage.
to go track him down.
So
rough
New
him
York,
up.
I don't know if you saw this, but New York City is apparently sinking a little bit.
Yeah,
James
why, did your
Aldrich
mom
is
show
happy because
Because your mom came.
it's actually not because of my mom. It's because the balls were too big. That's what happened. What's a coincidence? In the last 3 years, they've noticed the New York sinking, and then we showed up with the balls.
Do you think we could license New Orleans is sinking and switch it up?
Yeah,
For the hip?
definitely.
New York is sinking.
We got another project for him, a licensing project. He's already got 3 projects on his plate. We're too
Tragically hip. If you're watching this, reach out.
the hip. No one. I'll tell you, my uncle would. He'd blow anyone in sight for a chance to meet the hip. These guys, they like the hip.
Oh, they like the
Americans don't know about that. The
Yeah, they
way
don't
that
know.
Canadians like the hip.
No.
But I actually thought it was due to the balls. But James Aldrich was happy because he sort of predicted that. He said,
Yeah, he goes. He's
back.
Yeah, he goes. I'm back. I told you New York was dead. I didn't realize there was going to be sinking into the ocean. But
"New York is sinking, and Danny's mom's got to leave." Bam. But okay, so speaking of moms being fat. Mm-hmm. You don't know where I'm going.
I know where you're going.
There was, and we've talked about this almost.
It's funny because you had a real experience with what we're about to talk about.
Did I tell you that?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
in the past.
Oh, I had another one, but
Oh, you've had a second one recently.
yeah.
Oh no.
So basically, this woman. So I had 2 different ones, but basically what happened was, the reason I'm bringing it up is because I've done this. I do this joke as in my special, but about a woman having to get weighed when you go on the plane, and so this. I'm telling you, fat people on airplanes is taking over the news cycle. I'm telling you, trans stuff is out, and fat people on planes is really taking over. So this isn't really a fat people on planes thing. It's more just like how it is so different there. But this lady made a whole big, it kind of went viral or whatever, right? But this lady, they held up the flight because she got weighed. Like I told you, over there, they go, step right up, right? They make you step on the thing.
Was this in America?
No, this wasn't in America.
okay.
That's the thing, right? So in the Philippines, they don't put up with none of this body positive stuff. You know what I mean? You go, yeah. Okay, we're not going to be on a body positive crashed plane to make you feel better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And there are these are small prop planes where you're like, yeah, we can't you can't be like, weigh 185 and be like, how much you weigh? You go 130.
Look,
We're not asking for your ideal weight, lady. We're asking for your current weight.
It's not the Tinder profile, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's like a guy that was getting sized for a suit, and he was like, "How are you?" Like, "I'm 6'7".
Yeah,
you know what I
of
mean?
course,
We're upping the height for the suit
You're
weigh.
gonna have to wear this though at a wedding.
You're gonna have to wear this at some point. He goes, "I said what I said. I'm 6'7", showing up looking like he's.
Because I'm planning on getting the surgery.
So the balls on this lady to be like $180, and they go, "How much do you weigh?" And she goes, 130, and they forced her to get on the scale, just looking them dead in the eyes and go, 130, right? And then the husband's probably like, "Thank you." So she basically got on the scale. They did the whole thing. Step right up, ladies and gentlemen. And then ding, ding, ding. We're going to make some changes here. But the crazy part is this is like the 4th thing in a row where it's like the people on planes, there's the whole lady that shows the aisles aren't big enough.
That
right?
one is insane.
Well, it started out by being like,
and it's so crazy because they're making normal people, reasonable people, defend the airlines. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You're making us being like, yeah, you know what? The airlines are not that unreasonable. Where I'm like, we should all just be like, yeah, make them. Listen, we all want first class. Expand the aisles.
It is a good point.
It is kind of weird, but
well, it started being like they don't make clothes in my side. Now it started by being like, hey, I can't, this highway that I'm trying to walk across, they need to move the dividers on the highway because I can't roll on it fast
sinkhhole
enough.
just opened on the street when I was crossing it. They need to reinforce these roads.
But what happened to me was I had just now, so I've had the same thing, right? But then the more important part was I've had a guy that's sat next to me on this flight that I just went to Miami. Guy sat next to me, easily 370, right?
Okay.
So he was so big, Daniel.
Yeah, how big was he?
When he had to, I got food and I had to pull my
ate
tray out.
It's pretty big.
This motherfucker was so big that he started nibbling on my fingers. I fell asleep. I woke up to him nibbling on my fingers. He's eating my shirt. No, it's even crazier than that. So what happened was this guy was so big that the whole time he's on top of me, right?
Yeah.
That's, the natural. But when I wanted to pull my tray out, he had to stand up because there was no way to get my tray out with him sitting down. He tried to just move over and then basically couldn't do it. And then the same thing when the stewardess came in and she goes, put your tray up and down. And I was like, I can't. And then she was like, put it down. And then I was like, talk to him. I don't know.
Was it the arm?
Yeah, so it goes out the arm and the guy's...
Oh, it was the arm
guy's
one.
body is
I was going to say, I was envisioning this one from in front of you.
No, the guy's...
Wow, that's big.
It's on the arm and the guy's body's
yeah.
covering it so much. But that's not the crazy part. You go, whatever. We got a big boy and it's in Comfort Plus. At least he paid the extra money.
Yeah.
This guy took a 40-minute conversation before the plane, whatever, 8 minutes before he starts. And he's on the phone sitting there as I'm squished in and he's like... Yeah, okay, what restaurant do you want to go when we get there? And he's like, okay, who's coming to that? Timmy? He's like, okay, so how you been? And he's doing a full-out conversation, which is like the biggest asshole move, right? But I go, that's the crazy part where I go, if I was like so big that everyone on the airplane's inconvenienced, I would be like a little stressed out to be...
you'd be hyper aware.
That's why when people are like, some of these people, it's like, it's the same thing. It was like the same, his wife probably, she has to have sex with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's probably like, yeah, what do I care? It was like a very selfish person.
Yeah.
So it was sort of just, this guy was taking down the narrative where people are like, well, they can't help it. It's, blah, blah.
No, he's just a dick.
This guy, he was like, if anything, he probably like eats a couple extra to be like, fuck the guy beside me.
He's a bit of a boss hog character.
Yeah.
Which is done.
So this was the narrative where this was, they're all these like nice people that are being wronged by society. I think this guy got fat despite people. I don't even think he needed to go on the plane. He just likes to see people squirm.
Well, Ryan, luckily you're playing the long game and he's not. And that was not a pun.
Have you seen the show? Did you know the Tyra Banks show?
The Tyra Banks show.
I think her name's, well, maybe not. Maybe it's just Tyra. I don't know. Tyra
Banks. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
there's Tyra
Not the
Banks.
modeling
I think
show.
she's the modeler, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, it's
She's
always...
America's Next Top Model.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's always funny, like, looking back at, like when we were talking about Dr. Phil and that clip went pretty viral, but like that 90s stuff, like the shows that were existing. So Tyra had this show and some of the clips I saw on the internet, and basically they would get a girl that was like a bully, and they said she was a bully to fat people, and they dress her up in a fat suit and then make her go do stuff, and then basically to show her that, how hard a fat person's life is. But it's all actors, right?
Yeah.
So they make her go to the gym, right? So they put her in a fat suit and they make her go to the gym, and then they have actors going like, look how fat you are. Like, and it was like, okay, but that wouldn't have happened. And then they have her struggling. They have the music and they have her struggling to do sit-ups. It's like, okay, but she's not actually that fat though. So it's like, and then she comes back and she's like, I realized how hard it is for them. And then she goes to class, right? And so they make her go to high school, and she goes to sit down at a table, and then the other kids go, nah, you can't sit with us, you're too fat.
But they're all actors.
They're all actors.
Like in the school. And she knows they're actors?
Yeah.
So that's so stupid.
It's so stupid. So they put her in a fat suit and then hire a bunch of actors to tell her she's fat. And then she comes back and they go, pretty hard being fat, right?
She goes, yeah, I guess.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that show
90s
was
so good.
Yeah, that was good. That was when like modeling, it was like actually hard. Like you actually had to make a sacrifice to be a model.
Yeah, that's
Now you
now.
just need to like eat more fried chicken.
I was thinking like, well, I guess a lot of the people are just like, it's with the plane stuff. It's always just like, okay, well, we should just give them as much as we want. You go, who pays for it? They go, I guess the only answer is they go, everyone or the government, right?
Yeah. I mean, you must be really pissed off that you upgraded for more space and got less space.
I went back. No.
Yeah, you're like, can I downgrade to coach?
I tried to downgrade to coach.
They go, we've never had this request.
There was
before.
not. There was every seat was full. I actually did a romp in the aisle, and I was trying to find a coach seat that I could switch back to.
Yeah, you should have tried to go like to the back, like last row. Go, anybody want to just trade me straight up? I kind of have a fear of being at the front of planes.
I have a fear of expensive tickets. If you don't mind.
Does anybody just straight up trade? And you go, okay, check out the seat. You go, no. They said that they don't want people going up there unless they actually have done a legal transfer of the seats.
They want the legal transfer before.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Yeah, if you go up up there, they can tell, they can smell it on you.
Yeah. They go. They don't want poor people up there. It's kind of like make a wish.
It's only an extra $40.
Yeah, but still.
I never do first class. I'm not some psycho.
Yeah, but still, you're like you upgrade for Comfort Plus, and you got Comfort Minus.
JJ's joke. I think about this once a week because I'm always watching Donnie Wahlberg and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But JJ's joke when he first started doing comedy, he goes, "New kids on the block, huh? They're not new and they're not kids."
Literally, that's a Chat GPT joke right now.
Yeah, that's what ChatGPT's up to. But okay, but you know how they like sort of voted to do the debt ceiling again, right? Mm-hmm. So basically, they do the vote, and they're just like, it's just like a funny meeting. They basically meet up, and they're just like, "How about $1 trillion gazillion?" And someone's like, "I think it should be $2 trillion quadrillion."
Yeah,
they just like say these wild numbers, and they're like, of just how much more money they're going to borrow, and they owe most of the money to China, right?
Yep.
This sort of reminds me, was making me laugh, the idea of like, kind of if you think of what the scenario is, it's like your buddy. Imagine you had a buddy that owed like 150 grand, right? And then you were just like, and it was you owe me $150,000, right? And you're like, "Hey, I need you to spot me another like 2,000 or 3,000. I just voted that I'm going to loan more money. And can I go?" I go, "Okay, I'll think about it." And then you go, "Okay, what for?" And you go, "Are you going to pay back your debt?" You go, "Oh, no. I got like some Ukrainian friend that I want to just give a bunch of money to."
Yeah, these Ukrainian whores that I'm trying to hang out with.
I basically have a Ukrainian prostitute, and you go, I'm not giving you money for the Ukrainian prostitute. You go, you have no, you
Look,
have to.
yeah.
She's got this Russian boyfriend, and he's abusing her.
And you're like, if you don't give me this money, then I definitely cannot pay you back. But if I get this money, I might be able to swing a few deals.
Yeah.
And then get you all of your money back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you go, but you go, so if I give you the money to save this Ukrainian prostitute from the Russian boyfriend, what are you going to do? Are you going to fly her out of there? Are you going to give her a new place to stay? She goes, "No, I'm going to give her some weapons." So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to buy her some weapons so she can keep hitting the Russian guy. But you go, what if the Russian guy, that could be bad news for her? And you go, "No, this is the only way. And I'm going to need a lot of money."
Yeah,
for
you're
that.
like, do you want your money back or not?
Yeah, and you go, "And I'm not going to give you your money back unless you give me this more money." And you go, "How much do you need?" $1 trillion capillion.
Are you a 6-year-old boy?
No, and this is really, and then on top of that, you go, "Okay, well, why? So is this guy just a bad guy? He keeps hitting her?" He goes, "No, I actually paid her earlier to do I'm not touching you in the Russian guy's face for the last 5 years." She's been doing I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you for 5 or 6 days straight.
Seems pretty reasonable.
Do you think that's
this debt ceiling thing? I feel it's
so the Chinese guys can't. I know it's
Groundhog Day though. Like they just do this every year.
Yeah, I know.
They always do it. I go. I'm at the point where I go like, just default already. I want to see what happens because there's always that's the threat where we're going to default and not raise it, but then they always raise it. So I'm like, let's just default. Let's see what happens.
The money that Dr. Evil was saying when he was picking a high number is less than the ones they're actually saying. When he they go in there and they're like, so right now we own a capillion, quadrillion, gazillion, and we're thinking to raising the debt to a capillion, quadrillion, gazillion.
Add several zeros to that. You go, that can't be done. No.
Yeah, there's so many zeros. If they actually said the number, they can't even put the number up in the thing because they need a bigger screen.
Yeah, it has like on the calculator where it just has like the E or whatever. Like it's too many digits. Our calculator doesn't go that high.
That's what's going on. And then you go, and then all of it is like, well, what do you need the money for? And you go, I'm going to give money to this guy, and I'm going to give money to this guy. And you go, you owe us a lot of money right now. And you go, there's more to be given.
Yeah. They go, I'm good for it.
Yeah.
I promise. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's the country that we live in, and it's very exciting.
This is the world, and it's the world we know. Well, folks, and you know what? After all said and done, that's the country. That's right. I feel like on the internet, that's a big one. Anytime anything happens in like a liberal city, people go, "You voted for it."
Yeah.
And you go, like, it's funny too, because there's the other thing.
All the migrants in my area where I live in Brooklyn right now, so there's, like the migrants, the Title 42 expired or whatever. And so they're just like letting anybody come into America from Mexico. You can just like walk in or whatever.
Where you live?
No, they're coming in through Texas, but then Texas is like, fuck you. Why do we have to
Beat
take
it.
them
You
all?
can stay at Danny's
So they're
house.
like busing them to New York. So there's like all these migrants who are like which, they're families and stuff, like, but they're staying in elementary school, like 2 blocks from, they're housing them there
They made them go back to school?
this fall.
They go, you can stay in America, but you're starting from scratch.
Yeah. They go, see?
Your GED means nothing.
Yeah,
here.
it means nothing. But no, so they're like, no, they don't know where to put them because the New York City is like sanctuary city. So they're all like, with the whole you voted for this, they're like, no, we take the migrants. So then Greg Abbott in Texas is like, all right, cool. Well, here you go.
Yeah.
And the city's like, yeah, we can't handle all these. So anyways, they're like temporarily housing them at these schools. But so someone's going around and putting on all the windshields in my neighborhood, like these things being like, there's all these migrants now who are like, they're putting them in our schools, and like the kids like.
So they're sort of posters saying we don't want them. Get them out of here.
They're like, our
Beat it,
kids
migrants.
can't do after-hour programs now. After school programs are like temporarily
so like
off
gotcha.
because they're like
dodgeball's canceled. Because
literally,
because of
And
ratio.
so like our kids are like on the streets now because all these migrants need somewhere to stay temporarily while they figure out what to fucking do with them. There's all these hotels in New York that are like overloaded.
That's such a mess.
Yeah, it is a total mess. But and then New York's like
y'all voted for it.
it is literally at like Twitter right now because Mayor Adams is like, this is great. Well, we shouldn't have to take all these people. Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, you voted for it.
So I actually misspoke because the you voted for it isn't the one that's fun as funny to me. It's more the one where they say you should move.
Yeah.
Because like especially if you right now, if you like, let's say someone didn't vote for it but they live here right now when the jobs are low and then the interest rates go up. You can't. It's very hard to sell your house. You know what I mean? Because if you have like a 2% locked in mortgage, and then you sell that mortgage to get a new house, and you add like a fucking 7%.
If you're a homeowner, regardless, just to uproot your life and.
But I'm just saying, one real one is like for you to move right now is you'd get like a massive ding on it.
I mean, dude, moving down the street sucks.
Well,
like,
yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying.
Just and like people have families and yeah.
What you actually have to do is when someone accuses you of not voting, though, you say them. There's no saying before, but basically you go, someone, because people always get mad that you don't vote. You go, who are you voting for? I'm going the opposite. You go, well, now it looks like none of us voted.
No, I piss them off a lot. I go, look, I'm Canadian. I can't vote, but I'm still voting probably 5 times.
Yeah.
What?
Well, that is interesting that you basically have binders full of migrants.
I do have tons of migrants in my area. I mean, they're all over New York City. I mean, I wish them all the best. I do. Yeah. I mean, I feel like this country is the country of kind of loopholes, and they kind of got in on like a loophole.
What's the loophole?
They just walked across the border. Nobody stopped them. I don't know. I mean, I would have done that to come into America too. I didn't know that was an option.
We didn't know that was an option.
Yeah, we were like, oh, we're gonna hire lawyers and get letters from all these like industry professionals.
That was you. I said I was like, apparently you could do this. You go, lawyer's the only option, and you gave me this slimy guy.
You're sticking bindle.
I'm
ready
sticking bindle, and Daniel was like, you got to talk to this David Steinberg fellow. And then I went to his office after it was. So I basically pay this guy $7,000 that Demi set up with. I go to his office the next day. It's just an empty room. Everything's taken.
All is left is the phones.
All is left is the phones. This guy pulled the classic trick in the book, and I noticed that Danny was walking around with a Rolex the next day.
Classic boiler room.
It's so funny.
Yeah,
I just see his like fake beard. Just like,
yeah, it's all the fucking. Yeah, but I mean,
it took me for everything I'm worth.
That is. I would have done that. I would have just walked from like I don't know where you walk. Quebec somewhere.
Quebec's a big one. That border.
Just walking into New York State.
Yeah, you can't stay here, but America is right over there.
It's funny because I think in New York they're trying to send them up to Quebec. Like here, they're like, "Hey, migrants, you want to go?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're good."
No, but Quebec people are more. They're not afraid to be called a bad name.
Yeah, yeah. They're like, we have like a pretty distinct culture
because they have a
white.
good. They also have a good out though. Like they're one of the only white groups that get to be like. Because the Quebec people are like, everyone calls them racist, but it doesn't stick because they're like, you know how black people are like a voting bloc in America? They're a voting bloc, right?
Sure,
so they go, no, we are not this is not about white pride. It's about French pride. What?
Yeah, and they're also like, have you ever seen a black person speaking French? It's so weird, no? Is it not weird when you see it? It's weird, right? We're not the only ones who think that, no?
We're going to have a Haitian. He starts to speak French. Then what's next? What you have next? Next thing you know, we can't have sex with a 14-year-old. It's a slippery slope.
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah. So I think that's their reason.
Yeah, but anyways. bit of a migrant.
You've been sort of big on the. You sent me. I think you sent it to me on a couple of different platforms. You've been happy with the priest.
Oh, the
And then
priest.
you made a video with it.
I made a video. Yeah, the
Wait,
priest is the greatest thing.
It
I've
is
ever
super
seen.
funny because basically the priest to stop, like they're sort of promoting it as like this is to help, right?
Yeah.
Because they're like, hey, we got all these priests and they're mucking around, and the priest.
So hard to keep track. There's so many of them doing so much fucking shit. They're losing track.
They're losing track of who are the good priests and the bad priests, right?
Yeah.
There's a couple bad apples, and they keep mucking their way in. They just have a bunch. They sort of have a gaggle of priests walking in, and the other guys sort of, they just sort of join in the back of them, and they go, "Oh, not you. You're not allowed to be around kids." So you know that. So they gave each priest has its own QR code, and you scan it before you go into the buildings and it says whether you have sex crimes or not.
It basically says if you can. It doesn't say specifically if you have, but it says if you can be around kids, groups of kids, alone with kids. Or I guess like green. I guess it's like red, red, yellow, green. But imagine you're like yellow, and you're like, you know what? In this circumstance, a yellow is as good as a red. Okay, this isn't a yellow like pin it and go through the light. This is a yellow.
The weird part is because the things when you get a red, it goes right.
Yeah.
Stay away from the kids. But the green one's even weirder because you do the green thing and it goes. Enjoy yourself.
You think the
First
priest,
one's on us.
You think the priests show up and they go to scan them and they're like, there's sweat dripping and it goes green. You go, oh my God, it's such a relief. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it is. The priest gets the green and he swipes it and goes, ding, 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 get in here. And then he winks at a little kid as he walks in.
Yeah, finger guns. That is, yeah. I wonder why only doing that
That's
in
so
France.
funny though. Imagine being the priest. You're walking in with your buddy, and he scans his, and he goes, "You're just like, you know what? I think I might have forgot mine. You mind if we just?
Yeah, can you scan yours? It's cool. I mean,
I forgot my QR. You might just like
It'll be like
someone at the apartment trying to get let
It'll
in.
be like Vax cards too. People will be getting fakes. Yeah, I really want to be around kids. So I feel like I was improperly, unfairly treated. It was just a misunderstanding.
You might just let me into that the youth area. I just forgot my card.
Who's like sending their kids to this church? There's multiple churches. I guess it's all Catholic Church in all of France. It seems like the Catholic Church in France in general. They're giving them
The IDs
16,000 Catholic leaders.
The
in France,
IDs
so
are
that's
good
all
for
of them.
1 year. And well, it is funny though when you get your like card because if you're one of the guys that knows he was like a sex offender and they give you your card, you just be like, well, what's this for then? Just so I can get denied? Like, why would you?
Well, they're not like the thing is a red's not like scram. They're just like you can just only do. They're still not like
you have to go on the certain areas.
Yeah, they're just like you're only in public areas, I guess, where like everybody's around, and you're like, why? Just kick them out.
This is crazy. It's basically so then that guy has to give his like sermons from 100 miles away.
They bring him in on like the M0lester, like on the gurney or whatever, like
So funny that is like a sermon. They literally have to, but it's kind of in Warped Tour. Like how they have when they do those tours, they have such a big and people said the joke where I can't remember.
I think it was Hard Times.
Yeah, I think it was Hard Times. They did a joke where the idea was because of the guys, like some of the bands had sexual assault stuff, so they had to have 100 meters or whatever. But like basically, that's this. There's going to be actual priests where they have the congregation so far back.
There's bullhorn.
And the guy, just imagine giving a speech where you're just like, and everyone just needs to help thy fellow man and you shouldn't commit any crimes. You go, why are you so far away? And you go, no, don't worry about it on that front.
You think they like rag on them, like they're like shitting on the like, hey, Redman over here. Redman, why you so red in the face? And the QR code.
This guy, don't listen to this guy. Jimmy's got 8 more months of red QR, dude.
He's doing weekends.
They give you weekends of the red. That's what yellow is. You just have to do weekends of the red card.
Weekends, serve weekends.
Don't try. We know what you're up to on Friday night. Friday, Saturday, don't try to pop in there with the youth pastor. But if you want to muck around with the kids during the week, this is just a warning. You just get a little bit of timeout, you know what I mean?
It is funny actually seeing some people though who they're like obviously against all this stuff, but then they're also like, yeah, that's a slippery slope though. That's the social credit score, like it's all that stuff. That's where we're going with this. They start with the pedophiles, and then they come for the good ones. They go, we don't allow this. We should not allow this. And honestly, there is some point there, but I mean, they're in their organization, but at the same time, they're like.
Next, the priest is going to be like, the guy who, he's been.
And what are they going to do? Teachers next?
He taught with like the wrong book or whatever.
Yeah.
They saw this guy.
This is basically this. I'm sure some priests and like Catholic priests are like, yeah, this is basically exactly like when they put the armbands on the Jews.
You think some of them?
Tell me how this is different.
I can't imagine any of the guys that have a green card are saying that.
yeah, the green cards. They go, oh.
You got that's the real,
dogs play. The green dogs play. Let the green dogs play.
What do you think? You think it really goes to town? The guy's fresh out, where he just got his 2-year bid was over of his red card. Just that feeling when you just get your card upgraded to green from red.
Yeah.
Now you are cooking. Do you think he walks in like, let's go, boys? I'm thinking about doing the youth pastor today, but he goes, but you're not allowed to do that. He goes, and he puts,
yes, I am.
But it's the same as when you get fresh out, though. So when you go in, they give you the clothes. So he leaves in his clothes that he was wearing the day of. So he's got like blood on it a little bit. Because
they should put it. They should actually like put the QR code like embedded on their little smocks or whatever they wear.
Yeah, just like the little sign of whether that guy's a green light, or red or orange.
Yeah, maybe like an LED system. So you don't have to scan it. It just
then you have a kid that's doing like a night thing, and the church is all dark, and you just see a flashing red LED light coming into your room.
Yeah, the door just pitch black opens like a red light. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop.
Red LED light just creeping into your room.
I mean, what's worse, the red or the green one?
The green LED light, because no one will believe you.
Yeah, no one will believe you.
Oh, come on. This guy's been green for 7 years.
No.
He's as clean as a whistle.
Dark stuff.
It is dark stuff. And you could also get someone else's QR code probably pretty easily.
Yeah.
Gonna take a quick second here to tell the people about Babbel. If you've got an upcoming summer trip abroad, my go-to travel hack is Babbel. Whether you're a seasoned travel or you're embarking on your first adventure, communication is key to fully experiencing a new culture. We don't care where you're going. That's where Babbel comes in. Babbel's the language learning app that has sold more than 10 milli subscriptions. 10 milli. Thanks to Babbel's addictively fun and easy bite-sized language learning lessons. There's still time to learn a new language before you reach your destination. Listen, there's a lot of reasons why you want to go with Babbel. You only need 10 minutes to complete a lesson, so you can start having real-life conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Expertly crafted lessons that are built around real life. You learn how to have practical conversations about travel, relationships, businesses, and more. So listen, this works different than other apps. The other language learning apps are using AI for their language plans, but Babbel lessons were created by over 150 language learning experts and voiced by real native speakers, not computers. With Babbel, you're choosing between 14 different languages. Whoa! I didn't even know there was more than that.
That's a lot.
Plus, Babbel's speech recognition technology helps you improve your pronunciation and accent. There are many ways to learn with Babbel. In addition to lessons, you can access podcasts, games, videos, stories, and even live classes. Plus, it comes with a 20-day money-back guarantee. So start your new language learning journey today with Babbel. Right now, get up to 55% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/boyscast. That's babbel.com/boyscast for up to 55% off your subscription. Babbel, this is language for life. Next, I got to tell you about one of our favorite partners. Now, this is Athletic Greens. I personally take AG1 by Athletic Greens every single day. I gave it a try personally because I wanted, gut health, increased energy, immune system support, hated taking vitamin pills, wanted a supplement that actually tastes great. And we all know, you've heard Ricky Gervais talking about it, you've heard Tim Ferriss, you've heard Joe Rogan talking about it. Athletic Greens is the one supplement that's one and done.
Yeah, I love it.
You get all the vitamins you need in one thing that you take every single morning and make it part of your routine. It's got a great tropical taste.
It tastes great. It does taste great.
It tastes great. And listen, we know for a lot of people, it's hard to keep up with a supplement routine that comes with a bunch of different products, and it's hard to know where to start with supplements and who to trust. That's why AG1 makes that so much easier. Why take a bunch of things when you can just mix 1 scoop of powder in water once a day? It's the healthiest thing you can do in under a minute. AG1's been part of millions of mornings since 2010, gives you increased energy and mood support, making it easy to live your best life. The all-in-one formula makes it easy for me to cover my nutritional bases every single day. It's delivered to me every month, and it's been super easy to make a daily habit out of. So if you're looking for an easier way to take supplements, Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase, which I appreciate, and bring those with me on tour. So go to athleticgreens.com/boyscast. That is athleticgreens.com/boyscast and check it out. So it's been sort of a big debacle on the internet. Everyone calling each other Karens again.
Yeah.
I always love when the Karen thing sort of takes off. So a lot of people think it's a racial slur. Matt Walsh isn't happy with people being called Karen.
Nope. It does only apply to white people.
So okay, so the Uber one was really, really funny, right? Because there's nothing I like more than DEI stuff, like sort of imploding.
Yeah, this is best.
It's always funny, right? So
best.
Uber has like, a massive, diversity, equity, inclusion squad, right? Like they've got a whole team. It's half the building probably, right?
Yep.
But so this woman, this is kind of what my takeaway is from parsing out a lot of different articles, because this woman basically, she's an Asian lady and she's running the DEI seminars, right? So most of her seminars are like, about like, whatchamacallit, like, black trauma and stuff like that, right?
all this stuff. Yeah, all the regular stuff.
All the regular stuff, like why men are bad, right?
Yep.
But then she did a thing about why calling white ladies Karens is an issue, right?
Yeah.
So and you tell me what
Do you think she just ran out of stuff?
No. What I think is the employees keep calling the customer complaints Karens. And so basically you have like a Uber, like, they have their like tech department and sales or whatever, but like an advertising, but a huge, probably 90% of their employees, if I was to guess, are doing customer service complaints, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Really, that's in bulk.
But they're all in overseas.
Right. So you have essentially a lot of situations where white ladies call in and complain. And a lot of companies right now, it's become a culture where the employees are like, oh, it's another fucking Karen, right?
Yeah.
And then so a big part of any job that has customer service, a huge part of it is like creating that culture, right?
Yeah.
And I think the culture of their customer service is them like rolling their eyes at like ladies calling in being like, this Uber driver did this, and you're like, even if the customer is wrong, the culture is supposed to be like, oh, I'm so sorry, not being like, and then what happened?
Sure, yeah.
Oh my God, was he playing the music a little loud for you and it wasn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah? Oh my God. Oh, I bet you lost your wallet in there just because he's black. He stole it off you. Okay. It's just like
sorry, Karen.
Yeah, sorry, Karen. So I think that's kind of the gist of like why this is happening. But so she did a thing basically saying that it had a name. I can't find it right now, but the name was essentially...
It says, don't call me Karen, an exploration.
Don't call me Karen. That was the
an
name.
exploration of the Karen persona that featured white women speakers. I think it was partially like, because they're like, okay, we've covered all the like, this is bad to do things to all these other people. And then white women who are like, trying to get back into being victims. Someone, I think, talked into them being like, hey, maybe we are.
I know that is the initial thing, but I don't actually think, because it's a customer service thing.
Yeah, for sure, for the customer service.
So
but
this is about the.
But anyways, it blew up in their face.
Yeah, this is about the like. I'm sure that they look at the Slack channels and it's just everyone calling everyone a Karen, the customers, right? And I already know people that work in customer service that said they've had this same conversation at their job.
Really?
So I'm also have some. That's partially why I'm basing this off too.
Yeah.
But anyways, so regardless of that, it's kind of funny because she basically did this Karen seminar, and then
a couple
black Karens
complained.
They're not happy at all, right?
No.
So then this guy got fired. This girl got fired immediately.
That's so funny.
They fucking let her go.
Not a white lady either got fired.
No, it's an Asian lady.
Yeah.
So it's kind of become like a whole debacle, right?
Bummer.
And I'll tell you what, I had an Uber driver when I was in Miami. You ready for this?
Yep.
This, and it was not for comedy, but this guy, he has a book. He's like a black guy with, the like the Bezos Miami Man shirt.
Yeah.
Cool guy, but like peak Miami Man, right? And he was real smooth talking, right? And he was like, how you guys doing? And where are you going to party tonight? And he had a book on his thing saying why you should never stop exploring your partner's body.
Shut up.
And he had that on me. I swear on my life.
That like what he's reading like as he's waiting?
No, he had it on like basically it was a decoration in his car because it was on. It was like in between the two seats.
Yeah, like on the console.
He has like a hard copy book. Part of me thinks he wrote it. Like he was.
Oh, that's he's trying to.
This guy was that guy to the max. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember saying like, "What bars are good?" He goes, "Are you looking for?" He goes, "Are you looking for sort of a party? Or are you looking for to be entertained?"
Yeah,
and the way he said to be entertained.
He wants to take you to the Rippers. No, he goes 11 or 11. How does 11?
And then all of his things were very. He started telling me about himself, and he said he was like, I like to go to the opera, and he had just all like guys like perpetual pussy crusher behaviors. You know what I mean?
Like this guy sounds like he got into being an Uber driver just to meet chicks.
Totally.
Yeah.
Solid dude, but just the balls on him to have a never stop exploring your partner's body hardcover on the fucking front dash. Not the dash, the thing in between. But I was loving this guy. Like 5 stars.
5 stars. Oh yeah, that guy's probably got some stories.
Oh, for sure. 55.
Nice.
Could have been older. Black, but decent looking, decent shape. But
Yeah.
he told me some stuff where he was like, "I've been in America for 20 years. I lived here." He had a lot of places he lived,
Yeah,
so he
he's
could have been
been-
old.
yeah, he's been
could have been
around.
like 63. You know how it is.
All right.
But the Karen
it
slur.
hasn't stopped him from exploring his body.
He's definitely never. That's why he goes, never stop. He's like, it's the John Cena, never give up. That's you know what I think it was Corey told me that, but when it was the kid at the WWE that John Cena was losing, and the kid stands up and he goes, "Never give up." Just yelling at that's this guy when he's eating out a girl and she can't finish because she's been drinking too much that night, and he's trying to eat her out to completion. It's like 2 hours in. He's like, "I got to take a break." Looks in the mirror. He goes, "Never give up."
So we're like, never go up.
This guy, yeah. This guy wants the job done. This guy wants Steven Seagal style to finish it off and go, "Job done." Do you want to have sex? He goes, "I just do it for me."
No,
No, I'm good.
I'm a pleaser.
I'm good on that front.
I'm a people pleaser.
They call me Christopher Columbus because I never stop exploring. Ooh, look at this. There's a part that I haven't explored yet. Back crevice. Let me explain. This guy's probably taking down some big white woman too.
Yeah, I hope he's
Hey, let me explore that little area between the fold.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the thing. Miami too is like he probably just like he's just in it for those 4 a.m. where you just pick up a bunch of just
a bunch of smashed hens on a bachelorette.
Yeah, and just one of them is just feeling frisky, and we park behind a dumpster.
Just takes a look at the exploring the body, and she starts feeling like she might be on explored land.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Call me a First Nations reserve because you might need to do some exploration over in this area. Let's just say the plumbing works not so great.
We don't have good plumbing on the reservation here. Anyways, we're gonna smash or what?
Also, there's something about a burial ground to be said.
That's such a weird book to just keep in there.
I loved it.
He must get complaints about that.
That's why I was bringing it up. Some people must not like that.
No, like a single chick, who's
It's
like a single chick who's like on her her antenna is always up for this kind of stuff. Sees that
He's
and goes,
black
"What?"
though. They're afraid of those.
Right.
It's basically one step away from like an Indian guy with the Kama Sutra, though.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
this guy had very much like I'm selling you a pyramid. I'm about to sell you a multi-level marketing energy.
Yeah. I mean, if it was his book, I guess that's one thing.
He's the type. You know what? He reminds me of the type of guy that would have a massage business that only does girls and they're both nude. You know what I mean? Where he's like, he gets on the girl's body and it's like way too.
yeah. You're like, if you find out like your girl did that, you break up with her.
You find out.
Well, what the fuck were you thinking doing this?
Yeah. He
like, "I swear
has a
there's
business as a
nothing."
professional cuddler or some shit like that. You know what I mean? One step below a gigolo, this guy was.
I like him.
Never stop exploring, but that always people. So the internet is trying to say that the Karen is a slur towards white women, but it sort of started that way, and they're trying to keep it that way. But I say it's way more branched out to everything else.
Yeah.
And even if it is a slur, people always say that, but no one wants to use me and Danny's slur, which is when people call us a Chad nonstop.
Yeah, I am not a Chad.
Well, I don't mind. We all know we're Chads, but we don't need you to always be saying it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't need you putting that stink on it when you say it.
And it hurts my feelings when I'm out there having fun and then I have to hear some nobody doing a slur at me when he goes, "Oh, look at this Chad
With
bringing
the-
4 girls back home
the-
from the bar every day and then still getting back to the bar for last call. Tuning them all up separately and Ubering back to the bar and catching another one before last call.
And reading
what a
his,
Chad.
writing his book at the same time about exploring your body and never giving up on it. And it's just difficult to watch.
You know, just because Danny is constantly, since birth, taking down, you know, teacher after teacher after teacher at age 5.
Yeah, they're all rabbis.
They
But
call, yeah, so...
rabbi after rabbi after rabbi.
The male rabbis?
We don't allow female rabbis.
Yeah, so there you go. Taking down male rabbis.
Yeah.
A Chad.
Yeah.
Just a Chad move.
Major Chad.
Yeah, but you've heard that before, where you're,
Sure.
you're doing your business and everyone comes up to you like, "Oh, look at this Chad," and it, you know, it hurts your feelings.
I always look behind me.
It's kind of like, you know, how black guys, it's like they still say it's racist to like stereotype as big dicks. Like,
Yeah.
listen, yes, we know we're Chads, but that's our word. I don't want to be stereotyped.
Also, the R word is also our word.
The R word, I'd also like to be my word.
I would like to have that as well.
Our word, I would also say is my word. And then things have been heating up for the other one they called the Karen that we talked about, the bike thief. You've been just talking about
Oh, yeah,
it,
with the
but
bike thief, yeah.
I just thought it was so funny if you looked at the old article. So basically it was she's kind of been vindicated that she paid for the bike sort of thing, but basically the old article goes, white woman caught on video trying to steal black youth's bike in New York City.
Yeah.
It's been getting outrageous, the headlines that they were having to run. I actually posted a good one on Twitter, but like I think you
posted, the one you posted last night with the David Duke or whatever.
Oh my god, so
that was fucking nuts.
this is the article they ran.
Nuts.
Ron DeSantis will formally announce his 2024 bid with Elon Musk because apparently David Duke wasn't available. But I was saying that's a go-getter of a writer.
What the-
That guy's there for his first day and he came to play. He's been looking at what kind of writers you write. He goes, and then he walked in, he slams that on the editor's desk and then walks away, flips the bird to one of the new writers. Because there's someone that's like, 55. He's been, he used to be a New York Times writer. Now he's writing for Vanity Fair. He hasn't been doing that good. He doesn't want it. He still considers himself somewhere a journalist in there where this guy's like, that's how you do it, Paul.
People in the newsroom were like, oh my God, he's going for the Pulitzer on day one.
Exactly.
He's like, you don't go for the Pulitzer on day one. What the hell's going on here? Everybody's like, just quickly fevers.
A lot of murmurs of like, can he even do that? Like,
That's crazy because like there's like an editorial.
white supremacy is officially a multiracial movement. You just posted.
But there's an editorial process, I think, at these, unless ChatGPT has taken over and we just like don't know. Like,
They've taken over a bit, but I think
But
the
like-
articles are the headlines are still.
But that's what I'm saying is like someone like an editor that might have not even come to the editor as that either.
I
Like it
think-
might have been something else, and the editor goes, "You know what? I'm going to add this David Duke part to it."
Definitely. Or the other option is he wrote that article and he said like Elon Musk, Elon Musk because David Duke wasn't available, right? And then he just hears like, Chris, I'm gonna need you to get in here for a second. He goes, and he sits him down. He goes, sit down. What the fuck is this? And how are you so fucking great? He flips it.
You are a fucking genius.
He goes, oh my God, I thought I was in trouble. He goes, how'd you do it? Are you using ChatGPT? No human's ever been this great.
That doesn't even make sense, the David Duke thing either. Because like, why would you announce your candidacy for president with just like, I'm just having a little I'm Ron DeSantis and I'm just gonna have a little sit down with David Duke
on his website.
on his website because he's so relevant.
DavidDuke.com.
Yeah, David Duke. We're gonna do
.org.
we're gonna do a Spaces
on his
David-
GeoCities.
Yeah, like 12 people are watching.
No, on like his AM radio show.
Yeah, AM radio. I don't.
The broadcast for 400 meters.
That's
Elon Musk, I don't know if you saw this, but he's been basically he's been doing the press circuit or whatever, right? But did you see this, the Elon Musk thing?
I don't know.
Okay, so I can't remember what he was on. I think it was like, it might have even been CNN or whatever, but he's basically doing a he basically said he was talking
David
about
Faber?
He's talking about work at home, and he
Yeah.
goes, and he goes, the reason why working at home is bad is it's a moral issue. He was like, if you work from home, he's like, why should the coders have to come in, and why should this person, or no, maybe not the coders. He's like, why should the person who's building the roads have to go in for his job and you get to sit at home? He's like, it's a moral issue for people not to come in. And
Yeah,
it was just like, well, that's the craziest take of all time I've ever heard.
I don't get the moral issue.
Well, First of all, I don't believe he believes that.
Yeah.
So obviously he just doesn't like it. And there is an argument to be made where you go, company culture you need people to be there. Like here, I've always said this. If I had, it's hard to get like a thing going with 10 people if they've never been in a room together. But if we were in a room together every day for 2 months, you could now be remote for the next 8 months.
For sure.
So right now, every company's running on the fumes that they were all together. So there is something to be said about that.
Yeah, there is an element of having everybody like face to face and just talking. And
you're going to look me in the eyes and you were just like, Elon Musk is like, yeah, I just think morally people should have to go into work. It doesn't even make any sense.
I mean, like if you just say like, yeah, we're less productive or whatever.
He doesn't want to say that though. He thinks he's going to make a more appeal to morality.
Yeah, that doesn't make. I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense.
He has a pretty strong autism though. So,
well, the crazy part is on top of that. So this is why I'm like, you can't possibly think that, because you go, well, people pick jobs based on that and put a premium on it. Well, you go, okay, people right now, if they're looking at jobs and they're like, okay, you know what, I might take like a $10,000 less here because it's work from home. Like right now, if you look at jobs that have to go in every day versus work at home, it's like there's a premium for that, right?
Of course. I mean,
so it's like people are just making like literal market choices.
People, and the time you spend in traffic and commuting and tax, there's a million factors.
So it does charge people, it does charge the company more, because if every other job is 50 grand and they work from home and you're like, if we want everyone to come in, you got to you pay a premium for that.
Sure. I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, you're like, if you feel like the product's worse than the company, then you just be like, that should be your opinion. I don't know the morality of it. Like, yeah, obviously people are going to fuck off more if they're not at the office, probably.
And it's hard to get people on the same page.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so much easier
There's
sometimes. I mean, even right now when I'm doing editing with everyone, it's so much easier if you could just be like, walk over to a guy and be like, oh, just do it like this.
Yeah, that's a zero latency, right? Whereas like everything you add.
You have to make a fucking meeting for everything.
Yeah, like everything you have to all add these steps, and you're like, yeah, for sure. But I don't know what the hell he's on with that one. I think the press.
I don't think he believes it.
You know, he like does all his scheduling himself, which is crazy. He has one assistant, but he's like, he said like yesterday or a couple of days ago, basically because someone was asking him about his time management, and so essentially he just gives days to his projects. So he's like, Monday will be a Twitter day.
That's a good way to do it.
For sure. That is a good way to do it. He's like, Monday's a Twitter day, Tuesday's
kind of
like
what I do.
Tesla day. Yeah. But
Tuesday's jerking off. Friday's jerking off. Saturday.
Friday's replenish.
But this is him bringing his young assistant in. He's like, Thursday, jacking off. Friday, she looks at her and he goes, what do you think Saturday is? Write it down.
But he said, he's like, I have to do my own, because he's like, I'm the only one who really knows my priorities, so like I just do my own.
This is how I feel about a lot of things too, because a lot of people always go, oh, we were arguing with that guy that makes he's like a filmmaker dude that we actually kind of met with a guy who wants to make movies or whatever, and then he brought his buddy who was like the finance kind of component, and I like basically argued with him for an hour and then left.
Yep. It's a good time.
I'm literally the guy that I go, no, I'm an artist. One of my biggest pet peeves is hearing about shit from people who haven't done it.
Oh, of course.
Like hearing about like making a movie or doing something, and from someone who hasn't done it just makes me like red in the face.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally like the hustler grind set people, and you're like, what have you done? And they're like, nothing.
Have you? And they go, yeah, we'll just make a movie. And you go, blah, blah. And you go, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, that's literally like your mom being like, have you considered joining Saturday Night Live?
Yeah. So that guy was exactly that. He was telling me all these things. Oh, you need this, you need an assistant, blah, blah. And it was like, the best way to describe it is you go, well, they don't know what my priorities are.
Yeah, for sure. And they change.
And they change all the time.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure some industries maybe that works. And
no, the only way that it would work is if you had them with you at all times.
Yeah.
And then you have someone like tagging along with you.
Yeah.
While you're jacking off.
Rag me! Get the rag! No, not that rag.
Do you think old school kings and stuff like that had like, you know, the ones that just always had a servant for everything? Do you think they ever had someone that was on like jizz cleanup?
No, because they probably...
Saya!
I don't think they jacked off. I think they just had a harem of chicks. They had the harem.
Okay, what about the guy one under that who doesn't have the harem of chicks,
like
but he's got a
the guy
couple
who
servants?
manages the harem for the... No, he probably still is just like...
He still gets a little taste.
Peeling some off the harem. Because he's probably like, there's one chick who's like, she's on like the bubble of the harem. You know, like she's like the last one in. So he's kind of like, I can kind of replace you. Like there's a couple of chicks who want to be in this harem right here. So, you...
That's the original casting couch.
Yeah, exactly. He goes, you scratch my back and I'll scratch your back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
or whatever.
You scratch my back, and then I might keep you in the position to scratch his back.
Exactly.
You scratch my back, then you can scratch his back.
Yeah, and he goes, or I could just execute you. You could do that too.
We have a lot of options on the table.
an
The ball's
option,
sort of in
so-
your court, or
so,
the ball's
yeah.
going to be in your mouth.
You decide. You decide.
Okay, so you don't think that there was a jizz cleanup guy in the medieval times?
No.
Like a Dinklage situation, sort of?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No. There was maybe like in a town, like there would be like the town jizz cleaner, but that was like a more of like a not for the kings though. I think that was accessible to everybody.
This guy just walking around with a mop.
yeah,
It's
just
like,
like
this
how,
place,
it was like the
city
guy
is
who was
caked.
like there was like a shoe shine.
You're
and
saying that was like
there's
a profession.
a metal work. Yeah, just jizz cleanup.
So do you think his last name would be like, because you know their last names?
Oh yeah, like son of jizz, like jizz something.
Well, what's if you're like a cobbler, like your last name was Cobbler at the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, cumrag.
That would be. I'm glad that they got rid of that thing where everyone had their names, because that'd be bad. Like, you know, you had to be like Timmy McDonald cashier, son of Jizz Sweeper.
Son of jizz sweeper.
It is me, John Target cashier, son of janitor.
Yeah, it is better now. I would say Cumrag Smith. Cum Smith? Cum Smith. It's Cum Smith. That's what it is.
Smith.
Everything was some sort of Smith. So
What did cleaners get called though?
Cum Smith.
Cum Smith.
I think it's Cum Smith.
It is me, Cum Smithstein. Can take another quick second here to tell the people about Butcher Box.
Yeah.
This is a box for men.
Yeah, I just made a roast the other day.
And not the box for men that they want you to have at Target.
No, they don't.
Listen, you get incredible deals on premium cuts from Butcher Box. Deals this good are hard to come by at the grocery store. You don't want to be that chump at the grocery store shaking beef in front of your head. You go, is this one good? Honey, you gotta FaceTime your wife.
Yeah, is this good beef?
Is this good? Yeah, no thank you.
Smells like shit.
Yeah, and exactly. You don't want to be that guy. This is how you get the premium cuts. We're talking the best cuts.
The best cuts.
We all know how good it feels to come across a deal that you're not seeing everywhere. You know what I mean? Be the one person in the friend group that knows about this hot secret.
Yep.
You can make chicken. You can make seafood. You can make steak. Now, Butcher Box.
Dogs.
Dogs. Don't get me started on dogs.
We're a dogman over
Pop
here.
them on the queue.
We're a big dog man.
I like the good meme where it says, me asking everyone how they like their burger before I cook them all the same. That's a classic. So with Butcher Box, you can easily find high quality meat and seafood you can trust. 100% grass-fed beef, free-range organic chicken, pork raised, crate free, and wild-caught seafood. This is humanely raised, no antibiotics, and added hormones. I've been watching Yellowstone, so this is what I like to see.
Yeah.
I know the difference. I don't need some crate-fed animal.
No.
This is the real deal. It's delivered right to your doorstep, free shipping always, curated to customized box plans, variety of high quality cuts at an amazing value, exclusive member deals, you know, for the real deal, for the real ones, recipe inspiration, guides, tips, and life hacks. Now, me and Danny have both been doing this. Danny's been stuffing his fat face with Butcher Box
Hell yeah, I have.
all year, and especially now that the summer's opened up, he's getting on that balcony with some chicken. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. It's dog time. And Butcher Box has given us a special deal. Sign up today using the code Boyscast to receive ground beef for a year. Plus $20 off your first order. That's 2 pounds of ground beef free in every box for a year. Plus $20 off your first order when you sign up at butcherbox.com/boyscast and use the code Boyscast. Okay, we got a new term alert. This is probably my favorite article this week. This was Banger City.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a your tang.
Ooh.
And 10 signs you're not hearing voices. You're just clairaudient. So clairaudient is the big term that's getting pushed.
Yeah. And
Essentially,
this is schizophrenia?
Yeah, it's so obviously schizophrenia. But they've decided that if you're someone that walks around hearing voices, hey, kill him, take him down, it's time to kill him. You're like, well, no, what's actually happening is you're hearing voices from the nether realm and you're sort of tapped in. It's a little bit of starseed. It's a little bit, they've taken a sprinkle of a lot of different things and you're hearing voices, from the nether regions. You're sort of tapped in. And you have to listen to those voices.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. With the crazy shit they're doing, they're like, also, those voices are wise beyond their years.
So
burn it to the ground. Wise voices.
this I'm starting to feel like might be a grift. And I only say that because this is the first time ever that one of these articles is written by a man.
Okay, you think this guy?
So I just looked it up. It's this dude. His name is John Capello.
You think John Capello got in the game?
He's John Capello, MBA, other expert, psychic medium. And he's
a psychic medium, dude.
But he offers his services, his expertise. He's got like all the things, okay? Astrologer, author, business coach, speaker, presenter. He offers his services via telephone, emails, like everything. He's just
one-on-one sex coaching.
He goes, I got it all for you.
So this guy's all in on being an astrology guy, and he's trying to push the idea that being schizophrenics really.
Yeah, he goes.
So he's trying to scam money out of schizophrenics by being like, come in here. Those voices that you're hearing are
That's a
actually
big market. That's multiple income streams from one person potentially.
the guy switches, to
This
his
guy's a
other
genius.
He switches to his other personality, and he was like, well, no, Tom got a session.
Yeah. Tom paid me.
I mean, if
but
you're trying to do the
Morgan did not pay me.
We can do the family pack if you want, but we have a family rate. One of the most difficult. Well, this guy's a fucking a real lunatic.
Yeah, real loony.
Real loony bin.
Real loony bin.
One of the most difficult psychic senses to develop is the sense of clairaudience. The reason it's difficult is it's hard to discern the difference between your inner conscious voice and the information that you're receiving from beyond the physical.
Ooh, this guy has. Remember the?
That seems like a book that this guy would have.
Crossing Over. Remember that show with the
Yeah.
guy? This has the vibes of the
Definitely
Crossing Over
vibes of that. Beyond the physical also has a bit of vibes of like, hey, come back, baby. It's going to be beyond the physical. We're going to have sex, but we're not, I'm going to be in your body. You're going to be touching my body, but both of us will be outside of our bodies.
Yeah, is where you cannot convict me. Outside of our bodies is not a crime.
I don't know what you're under. Yes, my human body was committing that crime, and I was watching it. I mean, if you want to,
I guess we both were watching it, though. Aren't we both guilty? Really? If
Yeah.
we're saying it like
beyond the physical.
this guy's trying to get a cult going for sure.
Oh, this guy wants a Netflix series tomorrow.
Yeah. This guy's trying to get a cult cracking.
And this fact should not deter you from working with your wonderful gift. What is it? It's a psychic ability to receive intuitive information through the sense of hearing beyond the physical senses. So the whole deal is essentially, and clairaudience is not a mental illness, Danny.
Yeah, they always say that.
Yeah, there it is.
They always go,
That's what we're always looking for.
What this is not a mental illness.
That's my favorite thing is when they have when three sentences in, they have to be like, and by the way,
by the way, I know what you're all thinking because I'm clairaudient. I know what all of you were thinking.
they're thinking these freaking idiots are listening.
I know what you're all saying. I hear every single one of your thoughts.
They think you're talking about mental people.
This is not a mental illness.
Let them have it, Danny.
You are valid.
They're laughing at you.
I know they're laughing at me. Who said that? You are valid.
You are hearing from beyond the pale. Don't listen to these scumbags.
No, it's not a mental illness. Stop
Swear at
saying
them.
that. Who am I talking to? Nobody.
Swear.
Mom, no. I'm talking to my friend. Anyways.
Take your pants off. Expose yourself.
Okay.
Unless you want me angry.
No, I would not want you to be angry, but also not a mental illness.
So that's what this guy's head's like right now.
Yeah. Sounds fun.
Scam them.
He goes, I'm trying. Shut up.
Take him for everything he's worth. Grab his wallet right now. You go, I can't just grab it. We have rules in this
He goes,
world.
well, what should I say? You go,
Say that the orange is associated with creativity. The color orange. Is there anything orange around? Orange is a big one. That's creative. It's definitely not a mental illness.
okay.
Orange, you glad I only charged $1,000? Take him to the fucking cleaners.
That is literally one of them, the orange thing.
I know, I saw.
Crazy.
So this guy is not a mental illness.
So basically, if you're wearing orange, you have clairaudience.
That's good. So you're basically getting astrology tips from this guy. He's got voices in his head. He's like, shut the fuck up. You go, hey, are you talking to someone else? Are you on your Bluetooth or something? He goes, what? No, I'm just clairaudient. Now, anyways, let's just hold it together till the check goes through. Make sure the check clears.
He goes, we got a lot of bills to pay. You've been fucking up lately.
I guess you don't care. Light a match.
Damn.
Let me just read your horoscope here. I see an Aquarius. I see you in the bottom of my aquarium, hanged dry.
Pick him up upside down. Let his coins drip out, those sweet clinging and clanging.
Nothing gets this guy harder than a
Cling and a clang.
You know, Ryan, pretty crazy. I just Googled this guy, and he's been dead for 14 years.
Stop it.
No, I'm kidding.
Someone took the identity over.
That'd be amazing. If we start our own true crime thing right now. We're it's just this starts on the podcast, and we're sucked into this world.
He's been dead for 14 years, and then some guy took the guy that the voice that took his over is basically running the account.
We should book a session with this guy.
He took his guy. Yeah, have him on the pod, friend of the pod.
20 minutes, $107.
Woo!
1 hour.
It would be 107 with this guy. Pick a
they're
number
all weird
that's-
numbers. 30 minutes, 157. 60 minutes, 267. 90 minutes, 387. Or
He likes the sevens.
these are all Zoom ones. These are all online.
So these
90-minute in person, 427.
No, thank you.
Yeah, that's
It's always 427 somewhere.
Today it's on your bank balance. Hey, listen, it's always 427 somewhere. So, and then he has a lot of things that says you might be clairvoyant or clairaudient that are all real normal. One, you're a skeptic. So it's just basically stuff that everyone sees themselves as. Like, I'm actually a little skeptical if I do say so.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
This guy's the number.
If I don't mind if I do call myself skeptic.
This guy was voted the number 1 male psychic in the United States.
So this guy's cooking.
This guy's cooking, yeah.
Clairaudient. That means he's probably big enough that some people listening to this pod are like, he's actually pretty sick.
Yeah, he actually helped me with a lot of my problems, and that's why I wear orange now, because I own it.
No, there's someone listening to the pod right now. What's the guy's name again?
John
There's someone listening to the pod right now that's like,
You're going to let him talk to Johnny like that? Hey, find out. They play shows all over New York City. They're easy to find. They just list where they're going to be with the times and everything. Go do something about this.
offends John. Oh, so I guess John taught you nothing, huh? What he taught you means nothing? You'll just let his name be me smirched in front of your own 2 eyes.
What a fucking waste of $427. $427 down the fucking drain if you don't do something right now. Pick up the fork. You're killing them or you're killing yourself. Burn down the studio.
All of a sudden smoke just starts going up.
Burn it to the ground. No one speaks of John like this.
John the Con, definitely.
John the Con.
This is definitely John the Con.
You think right now he's just in his office in Dallas, and he goes,
he's hearing something?
so he's like, his antennas
His
are
antenna-
picking up some bad juju.
His ears are burning.
Yeah, somebody goes,
His clairaudience is burning a little bit right now.
there's a disturbance. Some kind of disturbance.
John Con Jovi.
Anyways, that's going to be $427. We take PayPal, Venmo, Zelle,
We
Stripe,
take everything.
Bitcoin, Ethereum, Matic, whatever.
Oh, we could just, if you want to just give me some of your clothes that add up to $427. Also, you can, if you can't afford it, you can work here doing your own readings.
I remove fillings if you have any gold or silver fillings.
We accept Zelle, PayPal, we remove fillings. We accept gold.
We accept gold at spot prices. So
We accept gold, silver, we remove fillings. We can shave a little bit off if you have any internal pacemakers with copper on them. We can take the copper wire from under your house.
we can put a lien on your car, just whatever.
Yeah,
you need.
we can definitely put a lien on your car.
We're pretty open to options.
Other one is if you're detail oriented. He really gives them a couple just bangers at the gate to be like, oh, look at detail oriented 2 for 2.
Aren't a bunch of these things what they say is hallmarks of white supremacy too?
Detail oriented is
Isn't that
white
one of them?
supremacist,
Isn't that
yeah.
detail oriented as white supremacy?
Being skeptic of media narratives, that's a white supremacist thing.
Yeah.
Any media narrative that you're a skeptic of.
Interesting.
Okay, so that's no good.
Yeah.
That is no good.
That is no good.
Oh, you may be sarcastic. This is just
Oh,
describing.
number 10 is 100%. You enjoy the quiet. That is white supremacy. That's like, tell me you didn't see on CNN. Like, that's one of the things.
I remember when you're sitting on your porch. I remember when this neighborhood was quiet.
Yeah.
Now that loud music.
Yeah, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by you enjoy the quiet? Like, you don't like certain music with maybe like a beat? Expound on that.
2 a.m. Yeah, I remember when at 2 a.m. you could just sit on your porch and hear the sunset. Now you got people wearing who knows what, romping around the city. And it's time to do something. Are you going to take action, or are you just going to sit there like a little bitch?
Yeah. Yeah, this is an interesting crossover episode.
I remember when you could get a haircut in Brooklyn without music blasting in your ear.
Watching goddamn pornography on the TV at the same time.
I remember when Gasolina didn't have to be played to get my hair trimmed. they go hard in the Brooklyn barbershops. If you're a man that likes silence.
Yeah.
What? I just want to trim. What?
He goes, no, I'm good. I'm not drinking rum. It's only 11 in the morning. I'm okay right now. I don't need a glass of rum, thanks.
Yeah. A little fuzz on my beard, too. You buzz cut? No, I'm not. Quiet definitely is one. Okay,
Yeah.
so you used to join the quiet. So it's very. We've also decided this Clairaudience are white supremacists.
Essentially, you're a perfectionist.
Yeah. Well, you know who else was Hitler?
And he got so close.
Yeah, Hitler also had his version of perfectionism that he wanted, didn't he?
Yeah. A lot of these, a lot of real overlap here.
Yeah. You may be sarcastic or arrogant, and you do not filter your thoughts. Oh, a little bit of a free speech extremist here. John the Con.
Yeah. He's probably holding a glass right now and just in Dallas, just like.
He's not happy. Camera, dude. He's getting exposed.
Doesn't know why, though.
Oh, he's probably sitting there in his Klan robe. He has to fucking take it off. He just comes to the door. He forgot to take off his Klan robe. And people are like, I'm here for my read. Oh, what's on your head? Oh, my God.
wow.
Oh, okay. That wasn't me.
Yeah.
No. That's a white dunce cap. Because one of my other personalities wasn't giving me clear enough instructions. There's an issue for Clairaudience because it can isolate them from conversations with friends and family. So this is them being sarcastic. So maybe you might be isolated if you were too into Trump too.
Oh, Ryan, weird. This is just a weird thing that I found, but I looked up this guy lives in Texas, and I looked up the Grand Dragon KKK robe, and it is what color?
Orange.
Weird. Weird.
That guy's, yeah. I mean, it definitely is a little weird. You're drawn to orange.
This is a dog whistle website is what's going on here. This guy's trying to infiltrate your tango.
It's definitely a dog whistle.
Something going on here. Something unsavory.
We know what's going on, John Con Jovi.
Real unsavory.
He tried to slip one in. It was like, you're drawn to orange. You may be sarcastic. You're a bit of a perfectionist. You joined the Aryan Brotherhood. You tend to talk to...
The Jews are responsible for all the problems.
You tend to talk to yourself.
Yeah, who really runs the Federal Reserve?
You tend to talk to yourself, so that's another one that he's not happy with. Or that he is happy with. Just talking to yourself is the funniest one, because the only time that it's acceptable to talk to yourself is if you were like working something out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like you're talking to yourself to like work at a problem, not just for leisure.
No, not just for...
Like you're like, I have to give a speech or something, or you're like, hey, I'm going to have a debate later and I'm like working out my arguments.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't want to hear what it sounds like or something.
But the idea to just talk to yourself in general,
Yeah.
just out loud being like, that's a nice, well, the crazy part's
You're
even more
just saying your thoughts.
saying your thoughts like a,
For no reason.
mental patient.
Yeah, that is a mental patient. But apparently it's not.
You know, it's the Clint Eastwood. What's his character?
Clint Eastwood. Dirty Harry?
Dirty Harry. That's who, a lot of this sounds like Dirty Harry. Dirty Harry would definitely talk to them, talk to himself a little bit. He would show up and he would see find a blunt wrapper on his porch and he'd go, "What the fuck is this?" That's talking to himself.
Yeah, that's more. I prefer Gran Torino.
That's what I was thinking of. Maybe
great.
aren't there? Yeah, I think
Dirty Harry's like from the 70s, the Western. No, Gran Torino.
No, I'm thinking of Gran Torino.
Yeah, when he's the old racist.
Yeah,
calling everybody zipper heads and stuff.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. He'd find a blunt on the porch.
And
he goes,
good old days of cinema, huh?
"What the hell is this?"
Yeah.
He would be saying that to himself.
100%.
Like gritting his teeth. What the hell? Why is your mouth not moving? He goes, mouth moving. So what those colored people do.
Go, oh, God.
Playing the devil's music on all hours of the night on the streets. You enjoy the quiet? I can take a dog whistle.
Yeah. $427.
Why you should listen to the voices in your head. This guy's working for the voices for sure. He's gonna. So this is. I'll just do. This is the last thing we'll do with the clairvoyant guy. But we'll just list a few of his other things. One, clairvoyance can be a warning of an impending issue that will require full attention. So we allow
Like some sort of replacement issue that's happening. Maybe they're replacing people with other people, and this might be a problem going forward with maybe some sort of demographics.
You're just gonna sit there with your dick in your hand while they brown America. Well, your institutions just get infiltrated by non-believers.
I'll tell you what. After I go in the sun, I'm a little orange. That's why, like, it's a white guy on the field getting a sunburn.
Yeah, another dog whistle.
I got so burnt the last couple of days, and I was telling everyone that it's like my royal blood's not meant to be out in the fields like that. I keep saying that. Yes, I'm not supposed to be out in the beaming hot sun. I'm supposed to be on a throne and the cool thing being fanned off. And that's how I was built. That's how my ancestors were built.
You need the cum ragman.
You were the cum ragman.
No,
That's why you
him
probably
fanning
can
you off.
Oh, I have the cum ragman.
Yeah, you have the cum ragman just fanning you when on his off time.
Clairaudience can raise your attention level and alert you to a potentially harmful situation.
Oh, like some sort of profiling?
Yeah,
maybe?
but even aside from like the joke that it's white supremacy, you know what schizophrenics do? They're watching you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
that is
paranoid.
legitimate description of you actually need it's going to raise your alert to something that you will require your full attention. There's a potentially harmful situation. Yeah, like the schizophrenia. That's literally 101 of schizophrenia,
which is like the towers, like the 5G towers. You're just like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
It's all the
Putting the signals in your brain.
yeah.
So to say that, dude, like someone would say I have voices in my head and they're telling me that like someone's trying to wish harm on me and someone's following me and he goes, then that's what's happening.
Yeah.
That's what happened to Prince Harry.
These are insane. Clairaudience can give you the answer to a problem or issue you've been trying to work out. It says clairaudience can give you the answer to a problem or issue you've been trying to work out.
Yeah, like which one of your relatives is trying to kill you?
Exactly. And then
which one of your neighbors has been
had to strike first?
Which is the person in your neighborhood that wired up cameras in your house that you can't find?
Yeah. But you're certain they're there.
Clairaudience will inspire you to burn down someone's house. Clairaudience is a gift from the universe. Clairaudience makes you aware of other people's thoughts. So that's making aware of other people's thoughts and being like, so you're calling me a fucking piece of shit? Are you going no? Are you doing it in your head? I can see you.
It's literally describing half the nut bags on the subway.
That's exactly what it is. It's a bunch of clairaudience. That's what I will say. If the slang, you go, listen, I'm not trying to make this, a class issue, but I could say that we use a few less clairaudience on the sidewalk, on the subways.
A few more Marines and a few less clairaudience people, if you get my drift.
If we could keep these streets clean of clairaudience, it's just getting a little too whimsical down there.
Yeah. I don't like my thoughts getting read all willy-nilly.
Well, that one's so funny though, saying that he's like, so this guy's the guy basically in his thing being like, my brain's telling me there's all these threats, and he was like, you got to listen to him. And then on top of that, he was like, also, I don't know if you know this, but people who have that affliction of yours, you can tell what other people are thinking just walking up to people, and it's just like, what the fuck did you say to me? And it was like, nothing. He's like, yeah, I can hear you're taunting me.
Yeah, you're taunting me.
That's like definitely one of the Clairaudience on the subway would come up and be like, what are you looking at me like that? You're taunting me? You think you're better than me? I can see you saying you're better than me. You're saying it. You're thinking it.
Yeah, this is...
Give me your money.
Yeah, generally those people don't have $427 for a 90-minute session.
You know how we'll know that the Clairaudience are taking over? If you're on the subway and then someone does a little bit of they do the subway show or whatever and comes out to me and he goes, excuse me, I just need a little bit of cash. You go, sorry, I don't have anything. He goes, I'm only asking for $427.
And I'm like, what?
What the hell?
And it's as they say that, the doors close. And I go, It's just stuck with them. It's just you and them on the
I don't need anything much.
I don't need much. Just something to get me through the night. I don't know, maybe $427.
What? No. Oh, no. The Clairaudience are taking over. Your logical inner voice is different from your psychic inner voice. The Clairaudience voice is a rebel. Of course, it's a rebel. Clairaudience voice isn't going with the program.
Yeah, he doesn't abide by the rules.
Clairaudience voice doesn't play by the rules.
No.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
A bit of a bad boy. Your Clairaudience voice has a bit of a leather jacket, smoking a cigarette situation going on.
Bit of a Fonz.
It is a little bit of a Fonz, but it's more the Clint Eastwood where it's he kind of walks through and then he goes, notice anything a little different from the color profile of this neighborhood? Doesn't follow the rules. You know what it is? Your inner voice has caution tape over its mouth in its profile photo.
Yeah. Big caution tape.
So I would say that I'm a little. Prince Harry was a little clairaudient when he thought that he was getting chased.
Yeah.
But do you think it's possible that the person following Prince Harry when they made their whole stink was just trying to tell him his tire was flat?
Yeah, for sure, like that. I mean, the funniest part is the I didn't actually really follow the whole thing because I'm like,
it's just funny because you can't have a high-speed fucking car chase in Manhattan.
Yeah, it's just like non-existent.
So it's like they're saying chased, but what they really mean is follow.
Yeah, follow.
But like the King's there, and a couple people were like, "Oh, let's follow, see what's going on."
But the
over
best part is the taxi driver. So they got out of their black car to like as a diversion, and they like hopped into a taxi like you would imagine like a movie, and then they interviewed the taxi driver, and he's just like, yeah, it seemed fine. I don't know, they're
okay,
like,
whatever.
yeah, they were behind us, but like I wasn't worried or anything.
It wasn't a high-speed chase. You can't go, that
the guy's
fast.
like, I'm a taxi driver in Manhattan, like it's just, this is a normal ride. I don't know. He's like, we did a loop or something and then came back, and it was fine. Alec
Baldwin is speaking the little celebrity fucking gossip corner here.
Yeah. This was a shocker, actually.
I've been liking him because he went out there. He has this article where he's basically, people are saying all sorts of things. There's one where he's calling everyone peasants and stuff like that, where that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
It's like, I've said this before, but if they legitimately, if he had killed anyone on that set, there would have been footage of him like yelling at that guy's face. You know what I mean?
Of course.
You killed the driver, and then here's a video of you yelling at the driver for driving not at the speed. I said 68, not 69, not 67.
Yeah.
But so he's been out in the news calling people peasants and all this different stuff, which is so funny. But then more importantly, Alec Baldwin, and this was confirmed by someone else. He's been calling
Jason
out
Bateman.
He said that Jennifer Aniston has such bad breath.
Yeah.
No one can kiss her in the movies. I'm surprised he said that in an interview, but that's so
It is
funny.
weird. I guess it's just a known thing. She's a big smoker and coffee drinker. It's
pretty
how
wild.
she keeps the looks.
Because it was painful. I mean, every man who's had to make out with her on TV and movies do it. Like, there's an underground Hollywood movie
like a support group
of like they're all just like, it was hell on earth.
Poor thing.
Yeah, so there wasn't really much more about that. But
no, but I mean, I'm sure it can't be that bad. That really, it's like, I honestly feel like the way that, because he says he found it painful due to her extreme, like he's just like, I don't know how they do it. Seems very like almost Trump. Like you'd hear Trump saying something like that. She's like, she's a nasty woman with gross breath.
That's such a thing.
Doesn't like this is kind of like seeping into him.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a real nasty woman.
You always know when this woman's coming.
The worst breath, ugly teeth.
You smell it from a mile away.
Nice rack.
I kissed the girl. I thought I was going to die. Barely finished the scene. Some people thought I might have been dead. I was one of those people.
I'll tell you what smelled dead, her breath.
Yeah, definitely is a little like that.
Yeah.
So now to kind of circle back to our intro, so we will touch on all the stuff that happened. So the Bud Light thing, there's like 5 of them in a row. So we're just gonna just a little bit of a summary.
There's a lot of things happening.
The Bud Light one is super funny.
Yep.
And the reason is because they're sort of ending up like these tech companies where they tried to play both sides, and now they're getting, just grilled in Congress and stuff like that. So essentially, and Anheuser-Busch, they had an ESG rating for a high rating from doing all this stuff. Then they got boycotted, fired the CEO. Now they got like military cans and stuff like that. Right now they're just like every can's got a bit of shrapnel from 9/11.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean?
They're in damage control. This is massive.
But now because they're in damage control, the LGBTQZ group started boycotting.
The gay lobby.
Oh, that's what you told me.
Yeah. No, and it is a real, like we say gay lobby, but so like literally there's this thing called, what was it called? CIE or something?
So they're getting it from all angles. They're screwed.
Yeah, it was, I can't remember what it was called, but it was, you know
what it is? It's get woke, go broke, and then stop being woke, go broker.
Yeah. Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, I had it earlier, but I can't remember what it's called. CEI or something. But yeah, it's like a organization. They're like a gay rights organization, which they literally lobby the government on behalf of like gay stuff. And then they go, here's a score.
What do you think?
We're going to give you a score. It's like extortion.
Do you think they have accents?
Gay accents?
Like, do you think the lobby, when like the 7 lobbyists come in, do you think they're all like, hello? Like,
yeah. Or maybe you think they're, this is what it is, the Corporate Equality Index.
But do you think
they're called the Human Rights Campaign, and they make the best names, right? Because they make a name where like, how could you oppose this?
Of course.
They go, they're like, we're the Save Puppies Foundation.
That's what they all
and
do.
And then you go, right?
Yeah.
And you go, I have some things you disagree with. And you go, oh, so you want to kill the puppies?
Okay, why don't you strangle them right now and just cut to the chase?
Here's a bag of puppies. Here's a bathtub. Go do your thing.
Go do your thing.
Yeah, I guess that's how you feel.
We all know it's getting there, so why don't we just cut out the middleman and strangle him right now?
Basically. But it's called Human Rights Campaign, and then they decided, I don't know when, but they go, we're going to start giving corporations a score out of 100 for how much they fall in line with our shit.
It's like, doesn't it feel a little like sassy gay guy rating supermodels? Like, use like Amazon. It's like, oh, they're pretty good job. 7. Tops.
But anyway, somehow
I wouldn't work with them with your pen. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like the rating system's very sassy. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of
very sassy.
It's basically like the judges on America's Top Model, but like when they have a gay guy there. Like it's RuPaul.
Yeah, it's RuPaul.
So it's like 9 RuPauls sort of thing, and they're just like, Facebook comes in, he goes, come in, and then they go, so we're looking at her score, and he was like, you're a fucking 2 tops.
Yeah, but so Anheuser-Busch had 100. This is what it's called. It's called the Corporate Equality Index. This gay lobbyist group or whatever made this thing. They just arbitrarily made a thing. We're going to give you a score.
You said you saw the gay lobby, or no, sorry, you were saying you were in a gay lobby at the bathhouse.
Yeah.
The lobby at the bathhouse.
At the bathhouse, yeah. But
they
I mean, Ryan has a score of 100.
Waiting for a room to open
goes up to 100. But Ryan scores 104.
You actually scored 100.
Yeah, actually, my score's 0.
Danny broke the meter like a fucking thermometer. Boop.
Yeah, my score's like golf. I have a -6.
I actually have a negative.
Ryan's way over par. Ryan's gay over
this
par.
guy's gay lobby score is off the freaking charts, dude.
Broke the fucking meter. But anyways, it says it's the national benchmarking tool measuring policies, practices, and benefits.
Have you seen 101 Dalmatians? No, I've seen 101 Danny and LGBT score.
All LGBT employees, blah, blah, blah. So they give you a score, and then, but now once you like say the score means something, right? Once you flaunt the score, then you got to keep up the score.
Right, because they're like, oh, you look at our 95.
They go, look at us, we got a 95, and then they go, hey, you did something we don't like, you have a 50 now, do what we say.
And it's very sassy, too. Like, they come out, and then basically what happens is the CEO of the company, they do a vote. They go, okay, we're going to replace this person at Bud Light. Yeah. And the guy he walks by his window, and he has a pen and a paper, and he just goes, huh.
Yeah. That tie with those socks?
Yeah, and he sort of writes down like, and you're like, what are you writing?
What are you writing? These are Hermes. These are nice. What?
Oh, nothing. Yeah.
Neither here nor there.
Yeah. I'm just minding my own business.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the guy's just sort of walking around Anheuser-Busch giving them scores on stuff all day.
Oh, you're gonna use that shade of blue? It's Bud Light. It's iconic. Yeah, I don't know. It's not. It's kind of 10 years ago, but
Army on a can.
Oof, a big yikes.
That's going to be a big yikes from us.
I actually don't know too, but I saw some rumblings on Twitter that Soros is behind this thing too. He's the one that funds this.
He's behind everything, dude.
so funny.
This guy's, how does he have that many hours in the day?
He's a prankster, man. That guy is.
I honestly don't know how. I mean, I guess people have said it's his son sort of doing it now, and he just sort of sits around.
He just sits around.
But it's like,
doles out the
how do you?
cash.
Exactly right, or his foundation. But it's like, if it really is him, it's like this is a busy corporation, the Soros Corporation.
Like, here's the thing. Like, they have it on there. So they have 379 of the Fortune 500 companies are basically like doing this because I guess they sign up. They probably give them money to give them a score.
Well, it is the Homer Simpson meme because basically everyone yelled at them and they stopped being. They were like, okay, we won't do all the gay stuff anymore. It's like the Homer Simpson going back into the bushes.
Yeah.
Corporations going back to not being gay after they fucking start losing money on it.
Basically, yeah.
It's all it's the DEI departments once people start once the company's stock starts dropping.
Well,
it's like they get the first thing to get slashed.
They say this. They go like data from the CI tells a story, or what is it? All about like workplace inclusion and employers commitment to equality, all that stuff. But like Dave Smith got into something about some trans thing, and because and it is a good point where people are like trans rights are, and they're like, what rights do they not have?
That's what he is saying.
Yeah, and it's like it's true.
Well, Adidas, they now have the right to wear the Adidas one. They said the guy wasn't even trans. It was just like they didn't even say this is a trans guy. It's just straight up a dude in a bikini. That one was fucking great. That one was good. Calvin Klein. It was like a dude 10 times fatter than you, and he's just wearing a fucking halter top. Or whatever.
Dude, I love it.
I love
like
them.
I love this shit.
The Adidas pride too is because they said all day I dream about sex. Now it's like
yeah.
Like they used to be that, whereas now it's a straight up dude in a bikini with a bulge. This one's been really good. But then the other thing is they said they only have plus size models for women. So if you're not like a fat woman, your only options are looking at what the dude you have to look at the bikini if you're trying to buy a bikini, your two options are you can see a girl twice your size wearing it or a dude.
It's so funny too because we
love
were
it.
so like not that far removed from it was just some supermodel, and then women were like, well, I don't really like identify with this supermodel. I don't look like that.
Here's what you
and
can
then
see.
they go, here's a fat chick, and now here's just like a dude.
We either I'll tell you what, we have two options. We can put the bikini. He goes, I want to see what that bikini looks like. He goes, you have two options. We can put the bikini on Rikishi or a thinner Rikishi.
Oh, it's the best.
You just have to look at like a joke card they sell at Spencer's gift shop and see what it looks like. But the best one, in my opinion, was Starbucks tried to do it in India, right? And they tried to go like full out with like a trans hat or whatever.
I guess that stuff,
which is pretty light compared to American
I
standards.
guess that stuff has finally made it over to India.
It's made it over to India.
It's just like how they're
bit.
probably getting like John Wick 1.
And Starbucks is, to be fair, like a pretty gay. You see, there was like a big meme that went around. It was like line up for $1 coffee, and it's no one there. It's like line up for $7 coffee made by a bisexual.
Yeah.
And it's just like a fact.
I mean, they are maybe the number one employer of
right.
Like
so that is their deal. That is their whole deal. You know what I mean? But pretty light ad by American standards, because it was essentially it was like a dad, and then she goes in, and her name was, what was her name? His name was like Arpic, and then she goes, his name's, she changed it to Arpika.
Or yeah, just threw an A on the end. Just
and then the dad goes, for me, you're still my only kid. I accept you. Basically it's kind of, that's that. It's nothing crazy. The girl's like, hey, I'm not Arpic anymore. I'm Arpika. And the dad goes, I'll allow it.
Yeah.
But then, so
I didn't like the part at the end of it.
People were not happy.
I didn't like the part at the end of it that where he goes, fine, I'll allow it. And then he splashes her in the face with acid, though. I thought that was... I thought the acid to the face was maybe like a little much, but...
Me too. But people are protesting. But how funny is it, the idea of like a bunch of Indian dudes outside the Starbucks headquarters being like, give us back our bobs, give us back our bobs. It's like
we want bobs. We want bobs.
You take our bobs away.
You know what's an interesting thing, though?
You try to take our bobs away, you're going to get hurt real bad.
You're going to get hurt real bad.
That'd be funny if the directors cut. That was the original thing. Dad couldn't decide where he goes. I accept you, or you're gonna get hurt real bad.
It is funny though. The like you know how people move to the brands that they're like, oh, well, I'm going to like the non-woke brand, and so the big winner in all of this is Tim Hortons.
That's my favorite part of the article. By far my favorite part of the article. By the way,
funny.
exclusive and probably the number one employer of Indians too.
Probably, yeah.
So Tim Hortons, Timmy Ho's is making a.
They're in India.
They're in
no
India
idea.
now because Starbucks. Basically, Starbucks is like we're the gay coffee shop, which they already sort of were.
Yeah.
And then Indian dudes were like, I'm not gay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now they're going to Tim Ho's.
In India, you can literally at Tim Hortons they sell cups of liberal tears.
Tim Hortons is all about all this stuff too. Though. Wait till they see Tim Hortons' advertising.
Yeah, of course. It's always what it is.
Tim Hortons is the commercial we did at the beginning. It was just so funny when they try to do this stuff in India and be like, "What? What is this?
What?
Why is our peak
You'll
our
know. You'll know.
Hey,
Just
you're gonna-
give it a little time.
Give it a little time. You're gonna know. So let's go. Timmy's in India.
Yep.
And they said, go send this bullshit and you sell this bullshit in America. We are 300. We're going to call it move. We got a bunch of shit in the Patreon this week too.
Locked
but
and loaded.
we are less than 300 away from episode 2 on the Bugman versus Bugman. Everyone, extra episode every week, which we're producing at the same level. And we used to do one camera. Now we're doing full cameras. We do the same
producer. Have you been hearing our the laughter?
Yes.
The stoner laughing in the background.
The best articles, the best topics, the best articles,
The best articles.
the best topics.
Nasty articles. We have the nastiest articles.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are nasty articles. And if you sign up, you're watching, over 100 episodes
Yeah.
or probably something like that. And then also you can see episode 1 of the Bugman versus Bugman. And at this rate, very soon, Bugman versus Bugman episode 2.
Yep.
And you can pitch us articles to do. I respond to every message personally. And on top of that,
And it's a vote. You are voting.
that was the other thing I was trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah, you are voting for us in, just this. No, I was going to say election, but you're voting for us, or don't vote for us and you get Rachel Maddow. That's the alternative. Is you can have some Rachel Maddow.
Oh yeah, well
content.
you're basically saying like
No, I'm not saying voting for
you're
the.
saying,
I'm
you're
saying in the
you're
general.
instead of voting for Bud Light.
Yeah.
Well, you're supporting us making a TV show.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
The future of
But you can also vote for what the next.
and they're gonna get better and better. Now that this worked, we're gonna fucking
Yeah, but we're gonna basically provide some options for what episode 2 will be.
yeah.
And then we'll
I still feel like we have the perfect one.
Yeah.
We'll
So
see.
maybe not episode
Okay,
2.
we're gonna continue this conversation. We'll talk to you later. Peace.